All right, guys, the stream is live. Thank you for watching the VOD. I was just talking about you VOD viewers. I was just talking to a VOD viewer about the VOD viewers. So, you know who you are. Thanks for watching. And yeah, it makes sense that not everybody can pop into the streams and stuff. So the VODs actually, they're able to reach a lot of folks that can just kind of do what I do when I'm listening to my stories during the day. I like to listen to a couple different podcasts and catch up on my videos and my news and stuff. And that's usually when I'm walking a dog, or earlier today shoveling snow, or going to the stove, all that good stuff. So that's tight. I have not streamed like all week, and the reason for that is twofold. One, just getting over a stomach virus. Both of us had a stomach virus at the same time. I think 18 hours removed. So it's funny watching like the oncoming stage as my wife was going through it. Poor thing. So got over that. Mostly got over that yesterday. Was still kind of like had the energy level today to be able to like get out and get some snow shoveled today, since Germany's got snow and they seem surprised by that fact. Burial. Hello. First time chatter, Burial. Hello. Sub Baby, Puddlefoot, Gigazam, Aloth, Captain Hook. Welcome. Captain Hook. Oh, I was thinking of Dr. Hook in the medicine show. I was like, I just heard one of your songs on, we were watching Fargo while we were sick. She didn't remember seeing the Fargo show, so we were catching up on that. And it's solid. First two seasons are really solid. We'll have to watch more of it at some point. Don't have a lot of TV time though these days. Ryan's Devil, hello. Good afternoon. House Pants. Hello. Lex 5280, welcome. Gunnar Wolf, hello. Wife is feeling better. I got sick after her, recovered faster than she did, mostly because I am the stronger physical specimen. I'm very competitive at times, and so I was like, I'm gonna be competitive on this one as well. Crowbane says, wie geht's, mein Herr? Ich liebe deinen Stream. Es freut mich, dass du liebst, dass du liebst meine Stream. I don't know. Meine Grammatik ist scheiße. Magica, hello. And thank you for all of your continued support. What's up, Hey Cad? Murpus, Darkwind, Fizzwick, Pennyworth. Very fun name. I always like read. Am I thinking? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but Fizzwick is. I've been talking to somebody with a very similar name. Split 9186. Thank you for the follow. Oh. Fizzwick said, hey Sean, sorry about promoting that voting site. I didn't know they'd get mad at us participating. Thanks for handling it beautifully. Hey, not a problem. I mean, what are we going to do? Like I said in my response, you guys like us, and there's a few of you. So if a poll only has like 300, 350 votes and we bring in 150 of them, what you going to do? I don't know. I think they said they were fine with it. They like the traffic. My dear friend Justin Beard says, I've been super sick for 4 days. It's been rough for me too. Oh, that's no fun, man. I'd rather be sick than have you sick. I'd rather be sick twice than have you sick. I would get done being sick, and then before you get sick, just give it to me, and I would get sick again for you, buddy. Split said, "Hey Sean, big fan of Eminem. All you guys do. Thank you for your part in this amazing game." Hey, thank you. Don't mind the caps. It happens. Cold Stouts, hello. Tacit Instinct. Tacit Instinct sounds like such a badass 80s movie. Competitive sickness, lol. Competitive everything. I just try to keep it subtle. Comanche. First of all, I like the name. Comanche's a cool name, but then it's kind of like it immediately made me think of Konami. So, solid. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Soul Dojo. I was just talking about you. I was just saying that there's somebody out there that just mentioned that they watch the stream, so... Or I mean the VODs, so thank you all the VOD people. Boo845. Thank you for the follow. Dreaming Escape, hello. Auto P99, honestly, it's funny that there you are, and then Crowbane posts in German, but it would seem more appropriate coming from Otto if it was in German. So you guys should swap it up. What's up, Vorar, Viper, Toxins, Coot, Weirdo, Nate, Avery, all the regular folks. Craft, what's going on, guys? Eric, hello. What's up first? Is the music okay, levels wise? It's still loud in my ears, so I'm gonna turn it down for me, but can you guys hear me? Jurius said, "I noticed God is missing from your games list." I was like, when I first started reading, I totally forgot about Gates of Discord, and I have this bad habit of not actually reading. I just look at words. My wife always gets onto me for it. She's like, if you just read the letters, your German would be better. I'm like, this is true. I just make assumptions. So I was like, I noticed God was missing from your, and I was like, not from my life. Don't even. I'm straight on that front. We're good. God is missing from your games list. It's one of my favorite EverQuest expansions. Did you work on it and not list it? No, so there's a story. I've told it a bunch, but I'll tell it again, but very, very quick. My boss / buddy / design director, Rich Waters, and then me, the expansion / content lead, and the tech director, Scott Hartzman, the EverQuest leadership, or at least us three, we got pulled over. Not pulled over. We got pulled over. We got pulled off of EverQuest like overnight to go work on EverQuest 2, and we had just started discussing Gates of Discord with the team, and we knew where we wanted to go with Lost Dungeons of Noreth storyline, and then Gates of Discord, and like there was this whole thing we were going to do longer term, whole new universe that merged with like Norath, and there's a bunch of stuff that like I was hoping to do with that, and so we just got yeeted off the team. Like Smed wanted to mix it up, and EverQuest 2 needed help, and so that was that. And the team was kind of like told, "Hey, by the way, you're the captain now." The team was the captain now, and so they had to figure out how to, get the expansion made. And we ran a pretty tight sort of like ship, and I think everybody just thought like maybe it was easier than it was or something, leadership wise, not saying the team. And then And so then Gates of Discord came out, and like the team was not put in the best position to succeed with that expansion when it first came out. And things happened, and the company apologized, and we had like a, I don't know, we had like a guild leader fair at the cul-de-sac with a dunking tank that Smed sat in, and balloon animals and all the things that guild leaders like. And then Smed had talked to me, a tiny little bit beforehand, and was like, hey, come back and work on Omens of War. And I was like, I'll do that, but then I'd like to go work on something new, because at the time I thought I was ready to start a new project. I had a pretty inflated sense of my understanding of what it took to make games, like 4 years into the industry or 5 years into the industry. I'm like, and as soon as we're done with this expansion, give me my own team and an infinite budget, because I know what I'm doing. So fortunately that never happened. None of my pitches really went very far in that process. It's a different thing to organize and build a game from scratch. And the hubris of youth, 100%. I talk about that regularly. Because I'm like, as I've gotten older, I just realize how dumb I am. I'm like, dude, all I know is I don't know. All I know is I don't know nothing. Wasn't that the chorus of an Operation Ivy song? And so yeah, as I've gotten older, I've been like, damn, there's a lot of shit to learn. I don't know that I got enough time left for it. And then I reflect back on me at like 30. Oh man. 55, I'm basically a rock. Tacit said, yeah. Hey, Gloomkin. Oh. Baron65 said, my favorite saying is, I am as smart as I was yesterday. I am dumb enough to prove it today. Yeah. Bring friends. RX11. Thank you for the follows as well. I think I said thanks to Boo. If not, thanks, Boo. Nimdork said, man, Scott Hartzman, hearing his name makes me so nostalgic for Rift. Hey, Scott Hartzman is a solid dude. And he paid us a solid. I don't have the link. First, do you have the link by any chance? Because you actually knew what that website was. I didn't even know the website, to be honest. But he mentioned us in a recent article, an interview about MMOs. And he cited us, and it was super cool. And Scott was here in the streams before like Eminem was a glimmer in our eye, right? Hey, Esan, what's going on, buddy? Florine, hello. Shooter, Amnesiac, Avery. Is there any discussion about the merch shop? Captain Hook said, and I only know that because Avery or somebody was quoting him. How does Twitch work? What do I click? Yeah, all right. Here, Hartzman's a real one. So there was this article that was just linked. Was it a merch shop? Question or no? Gates of Discord positivity. You know what? People after the fact have said like once you know you were able to actually be like what 65 or whatever. Once some things got tweaked or whatever, a lot of people like Gates after the fact. So all credit to the team on that one. Okay, here's Captain Hook. Hey Sean, I ask once a stream, is there any discussion about having a way for us to support Eminem monetarily but beyond the monthly fee? I know I would like that. The merch shop, yes, that is correct. So Avery responded correctly. We'll have a merch shop, and dude, we're gonna try to keep it loaded with just fun stuff. Just fun stuff. It's gonna start out as a it's gonna start out and may always through the course of its life in at least partially or fully be print on demand or whatever, but like the merch shop, we want to put some really cool stuff in there. We don't want it to just be like our logo slapped on every freaking thing. We want to do fun merch. Like one of the exciting ideas about us having our own company was to finally do cool ass merch and like just have fun with it and do some seasonal stuff. And if you guys like certain things, bring it back or whatever, but just have a solid rotation of cool shit and just fun stuff. We've got some funny ideas. We want, we'll have the stuff that you expect. We'll have like poop socks, and we'll have, life-size gnome body pillows, and we'll have life-size ogre body pillows, and we'll have all sorts of fun stuff in there. Eventually cloth maps, things like cloth maps though that we have to get manufactured in advance will be things that we got to work our way up to, like based on the fact that you guys actually have subscriptions and stuff and you keep them for more than 1 month, please. More than one lifetime value of more than $15 would be nice from you guys if you really mean it. Blow up Ashira dolls, maybe. I think we have to get those manufactured. Also, I don't know if the Lord forgives everything, so maybe not on that one. But hey, good looking out. I won't think any differently of you from this point forward. Big Stoned Cat, hello. Bring friends, thank you. Both of you, thanks for the follows. Let me scroll up though, because I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Let me scroll down while I'm scrolling up. So there was a nice discussion. Link was in chat from first. There's a nice discussion with some MMO luminaries. Scott Hartzman, Greg Street, and Rich Vogel. I know Rich. I've worked, well, not directly with Rich, but I've worked in the same company with Rich and know Rich. And of course I know Scott Hartzman. He's a wonderful guy. Look at that smile. He's a bundle of positivity. Anyways, they're talking about it. And the question was, do you believe there are still enough players potentially interested in an MMORPG? Or is that just a pipe dream? I can't read because I think my problem with reading is I literally just don't do it. My eyes just skim. I've become a skimmer because of first Eminem. Because he is so thorough in his writing, I have to. It's actually, I'm just lazy and kind of a midwit. Given that the older generation has way less time and the new generation is taken in by other genres. All right. Do I need to read that again all at once so it makes sense? Or do you get the point? Do you believe there are still enough players potentially interested in MMORPG, or is that just a pipe dream given that the older generation has way less time? Is that true, older generation? Is that true? You guys are watching like 11-hour streams. Has way less time, and the new generation is taken in by other genres. Well, maybe they just haven't met the right person in this genre. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they just need to meet the right girl, and I'm that girl. They haven't seen us in our jogging pants. So anyway, Greg Street responds, Rich Vogel responds, Scott Hartzman responds with the closing response of the article. And he says, last paragraph, it's on us to figure out how to deliver the kind of entertainment that an audience large enough to sustain us is looking to play. In some cases, that may mean finding a way to succeed with a smaller audience, i.e., Niche Worlds Cult, Monsters and Memories. In other cases, it may mean adapting the definition of what an MMO is and how we choose to express our worlds and systems. I don't think that's bad for MMOs at all. I think it's all about, see, I just don't even read the words. It's all about finding our players and serving them. After all, they're the ones we're doing this all for. And yeah, so, I mean, if you read, I mean, a lot of businesses are talking about like hyper niche and going niche and all that stuff. Really, I don't know, man. Like, none of this seems like a new idea. It's essentially the formula, and we have no proof it succeeds. We haven't made any money. Yeah, John, reading does have so many words in it, and reading out loud is actually tough sometimes. Smurda MMO, thank you for the follow. The idea was like, can we, you know, and again, was just having this conversation offline in a call, and like the idea is, back in the day, sometimes you had to risk your own money, your own time, especially if you didn't have money, and you know, that opportunity cost to make a thing that you as an individual felt passionate about and felt like needed to exist in the market. And it wasn't about like hyper fixating on you know, scaling the potential market for your product as broadly as possible or whatever. It's more like, I need a thing that when I put my jeans on, I don't have these buttons. I just, maybe, I don't know, I pull a zipper maybe, right? Like, so it's like just figuring out some shit that you think is needed and then investing your time into it and making it, and then seeing like, all right, especially as you're going, hey, is anybody interested in this? I'm working on this. But it's not like a, hey, gathering a community to like be able to put in your deck to be able to then pitch to other people to give you even more money. It's more of a like legitimate, like honest, authentic conversation with our potential customers as entrepreneurs. Like, hey, does this shit make sense to you? Is there a need for it? And we're starting from a point of like, we're not making anything. This concept isn't absolutely something, or something that's absolutely created like out of thin air and going, oh wow, cool, there's a market. We're looking at it as people who have played classic MMOs, who played tabletop or play tabletop RPGs, who like CRPGs, who like, you know, text-based adventures and all sorts of shit that, you know, inspired us to be where we're at. And it was like, all right, well, hey, what if we go back and make something that plays different than sort of that divergence into the smoother, faster, easier to get into, you know, gameplay approach that like WoW did with EQ and Dayak and the games of the time. It's like, what if we went back and it was like slower and more sort of like rhythmic in a sense with the camping? And we like camping, we like sitting there. It's got like that bit of, you know, short and medium term feedback with kind of the process of camping. It's like a slot machine, and then you got the long term feedback with progression. Like, we just sat there and went through all of that and just kind of said, hey, we think we could still be making different games like this. And so when people are like, oh, you're just making EQ, it's like, no, man, I think we are to EQ what EQ was to Turtle Mud and D&D and stuff like that, right? Like, we're just kind of looking at this evolution, but what we're really trying to do is go back and go, what inspired the people that made EverQuest and made Dark Ages and made Final Fantasy 11? Well, Final Fantasy 11, I guess that was probably EverQuest, but they have their own backgrounds, or, you know, like Asheron's Call and stuff, right? So it's like all the way back to the music, all the way back to the art, right? Yeah, people are like, oh, you're just making D&D, the people critiquing EQ. But it's like, EQ for a lot of us was like It was D&D online before there's D&D online, right? So, and for us, again, it's just kind of like it's D&D online. It's, yeah. So anyway, you guys have heard this shit a lot. Sorry. Just a heads up. The intent of this stream is to be a relatively short stream. I'm hoping Nick or somebody's wanting to stream in the next like 40 minutes or something like that. I just wanted to do a proof of life. I felt really bad that I have not streamed all week. Like I said, for those of you guys just rolling in, wife and I had like, we had a stomach bug together. Isn't that fun? At least we have one bathroom. But fortunately the timing worked out on that one, so it wasn't too gnarly. But yeah, like we just, you know, sweating and cramping and moaning and all that fun stuff for the bulk of this week, and energy levels back. Got to shovel a bunch of snow. Got to finally meet one of my neighbors by helping him shovel snow today. And then he came back like 15 minutes after I came in. He like came over with like a box of candy and was like, shook my hand, and he was just like, "You've been a great neighbor," because I've always got like packages for his wife and stuff because I work from home, and like we just never really met. And so, but I helped him shovel his sidewalks and stuff and made sure he had the right tools for the job. So I felt like today was a really great day. If you care. You probably don't. Yeah, we're candy bros now. It's so good. Couple that poops together stays together. We were worried it might come to that. We were gonna split like a bucket toilet option. Bam Bam Twitch TV, thank you for the follow. Scratch and Paints, thank you for the follow. Finally TV, thank you as well. Burial said that's awesome. I had a similar experience with my neighbor a few weeks ago. I've been living here for 5 years. Yeah, I've been here for 5 years as well. Seems like a rad dude as well, so that's nice. Wheezy, thank you for the follow. Hey, what's up, Zukin? Zukin said I can spin up soon. Perfect. Cinnifer said a short stream better than no stream. That's what I was thinking. Like I said, I just didn't want to flake out again on you guys. I feel so bad that I'm inconsistent. Tavish, thank you. My wife is feeling a ton better. Not as good as me though. We're competitive, so I felt better. I felt better first. What zone am I in? You don't know. You guys have never, ever, ever, ever seen this zone. Looking very long today. Thank you. I've been outside shoveling snow all day, so that is absolutely the opposite of the truth. As Van said, played the Mud Legends of Terrace on AOL. Oh, dude. And it's funny. Terrace. Familiar name. Still love that world. So excited for a 3D Mud when I read about EverQuest and PC Gamer Magazine. Yeah, and that was the thing. That's what so many of us were looking for. Is just like, we just wanted this big shared RPG world. Feel the same sort of excitement for Eminem. Really appreciate it. Hey, Chinny. Yeah, you guys have been so kind to us in various comments and stuff. It's been so cool, like seeing people make the connection with like our focus on building a world and world sense, and just wanting to have you guys in there and not feel too gamey, and the throwbacks to like D&D and, you know, all of the great games. Incredible said, Robot, any news on getting another Inquisitor race? Feels like they aren't getting enough feedback due to his singular race limitation. Nick told me to ask you when it was live. I mean, we could change our plans and add another one. I think, you know, I think it's fine for a discussion. And who knows? The question is like, when do we want to get it in? It'd kind of be tough to get it in for early access at the moment. Maybe, I don't know. It's something we could discuss. I don't know. I don't think Dwarf would be the one though. I don't know. We'll have to discuss it on the team. The thing is, once all the races are out, you know, at the base there will be 4, but There will be 4, right? Yeah, there will be 4. Right, so you get another race once the Deep Elves are in. You'll get another one when the High Elves are in. And then you'll get another one when the Blockheads are in. So, I mean, when we looked at the overall, like, breakdown and comp, when you look at the big picture, it's not horrible. It's just like, what's going on with shared bank space and mail? No plans for mail at the moment. If we do mail, we want to make sure that it feels like social. We've discussed mail in different permutations, sorry, but there are no firm plans. We want to see if we can like use that to again push kind of push the what was I about to say? Just kind of social aspect of it. It's like, what if we had mail but you know it had to be delivered? And so that was kind of like a ongoing thing where it provided like a little task type that could happen, but if people weren't doing the task, the mail's not getting delivered. Shit like that. Like we've talked about those ideas in the past, and that seems like it could be fun. Shared bank slots, I think, are like about to be worked on. If they are planned. So I thought someone had just mentioned that they were starting that work. What's up, Atomic Frog? It is true. Old Dutch said, Robot just popping in and say thanks to you and the rest of the team. My brother and I are so excited for EA. Eminem has brought back fond memories of past times. Love to hear it. Every like me and my family reference is so tight. So good. Had someone else mention that earlier today in my DMs, and it's just like, it's so good. Viper said my wife is ill at the moment. She's mainly worried that I'll get it. She said I can't deal with you. I can't deal with you being ill. I'm a trooper when I'm sick, man. There are some times where I'm a little like, but like this time around, like if we're both sick, then I'm just like, I've got no time to be sick. My woman is sick. I've got no time to be sick. I'm like, I'm gonna power through and clinch and go to the store. I did a power clinch and went to the store. Where it's just like, worst case scenario. I felt it was kind of like Rocky. What was it, Rocky 4? If he poops, he poops. Power clinch, new guild name. Oh, great. Just what we need. Power clinch and backdoor competing over spawns. Strap onto the pins and hit the market. Doggeroni, again, I did not read the full sentence and I was wondering, well, I was like, what in the world? Maybe even lizard people, Inquisitor? Oh, that's, chinny. That is a fair point. I mean, on one hand, I'm very much like, it would be cool if everybody could play everything, right? Because there's so many great combinations. On the other hand, I'm like, we need to seriously limit the number of people that can play different things to ensure that, you know, things feel different and races feel different. So, oh man, it's such a tough one. Bill said, nothing tells your wife you love her and will be there for her as when you lovingly hold her hair back for her when she was violently ill with stomach bug over the toilet. Well, in this case, it was a different stomach bug, so if I was holding her hair back, it would be very awkward. How do you feel about old school RuneScape polling system with regards to future content? I feel like we kind of do that informally with the amount that we interact with the community. I think there's probably no harm in like having some fun polling or allowing people to upvote certain bugs or features or whatever. At the end of the day, it still comes down to, we love the data. We want to make sure that you feel heard. But sometimes the reality is we're going to hear you and we're going to say, we just don't agree. Right. But like polling and stuff like that, I think we've even discussed like some interfaces and stuff. We want to do more with like our, we currently have this setup where you can see the bugs that we flagged. Why am I spacing on English words for what that is? Known issues. So if you go to our community hub, we're getting stuff like that in. And so that could even be a thing there where it's like, you could, you know, upvote certain issues or whatever. But keep in mind, even that, like, I don't know where we're at. John and S could say for sure, but like, our issues are both bugs and features and small requests and meta issues and everything kind of put together. What you're seeing in the known issues is just like a tiny subset of that. I would like for us to be able to get more and more of that in there because we have like, I don't know, 600-800 open issues. So obviously not everything's up there. Excuse me. That burp is simply kombucha and coffee because I haven't eaten dinner yet. That's why it's going to be a relatively short stream. I still want to eat tonight. After not eating for like 4 days, I'm hungry again. Dargith said, my 5-year-old son's watching me play M&M and he's made up his own game, Skeletons and Zombies, that he play acts. He said he'll stop when he's old enough to play M&M too. That is awesome, dude. That's so cool. Is he a Lego enjoyer? Does he do Legos? One of the things I did when I was a kid that really got me, I don't know, it stuck with me all the way until I got in the industry was I would play Gauntlet and like, you know, different arcade games, but I was pretty young, but I'd like play Gauntlet or whatever in the arcade and then come home and just like try to build Gauntlet like scenes with my Legos. And I would just sit there and like, I would play Gauntlet, not Gauntlet, Gauntlet as well. Dragon's Lair, and then Gauntlet. And so Dragon's Lair scenes and then Gauntlet. Like Gauntlet was, dude, how much money did we dump into those games back in the day? Not a Lego person, highly active, don't do much with building toys. Video games about the only thing I'll sit still for. Hey, that's fine then. Is he just like acting it out? Jaeger Schnitzel, I miss that stuff. Non sequitur, but I appreciate it. Mark Deaton. Jaeger Schnitzel is my stage name. Tavish asks, was Dragon's Lair the one where you have to pick a direction? Yes, the animated one. It's just beautiful. And I couldn't play it at all. Like, I sucked. I just watched people play it. It was too high stress as a kid. Dargis said, yeah, he's acting out the fighting and finding treasure and stuff. And they craft up armor and weapons from the craft drawer. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is so cool. Design question, Candyman said, how do you determine what under the hood stuff to include and what not to? Example, information on primary versus secondary haste stacking is included in tooltips. Other information like AC soft caps or whatnot. Or what stat, if any, contributes to crits is not provided. At the moment, I think that's just kind of a... It's a feel thing, and it's erring on the side of not providing info for the time being in the hopes of leaving things a little theory crafting and not too, like, everything just feels known in black and white. And then also we're making changes and all that stuff. It's a good question. It's one that I'd be curious to see how we approach more over time. Are tooltips going to get a UX pass? Right now, they're sometimes hard to read. Yeah, there'll be not just, there'll be continued sort of like UX usability and polish going on up until you know, a push going into ready for beta. Then there'll be even more going into EA, and then I mean it's an MMO. We're going to continue just like polishing or reevaluating things as we go. A9S2W5, does that say something? I'm just too dumb to understand it, or is that how you're supposed to say it? Either way, thank you for the follow. Do you guys, did you Hey, what's going on, Arthex? Do you guys really not know Dragon's Lair? Like, did you not, have you Googled images? It is so, was it Don Bluth or whatever? Oh, I forgot I'm on this account. Yes, I'm still watching. Dude, this game is just style for, so I actually, like, I've got a folder with so many of these images just from like back when we were thinking about like inspiration and stuff. Matter of fact, there's some stuff where every once in a while, like, when, and I totally forgot about it. Need to like grab it and just be like, are there more screens down here? Are there more screenshots? Oh man, this is so dope. Anyway. Very hard game though. I think it was the first 50-cent game. I think somebody else was mentioning that as well. I believe that to be the case. Like, it was just one that I would watch. Any plans to show all the effects on our effect bar? What all the effects on our effect bar do instead of just their durations? Like in the tooltips or whatever? Do you think information during character creation process might be implemented before full launch, as in you select the class that tells you equip? Yeah. There's actually a really cool there's a really cool mock-up of what we want to do with character creation in a recent update, I believe. Zukin said, I'm live whenever you want to take off. No rush, I'm just starting out. Okay, cool. Let me do this. Let me then also, here, I'll show you how to find it. Again, I was talking about the community hub earlier for you guys. Zukin, I'm gonna go at least the full hour, and then we'll look at setting up a raid. So known issues. See, adding more issues in. John and S, we gotta get this. We gotta get these numbers. Got to get these numbers up in here, and then later on, it's one of those things where, you know, maybe you could vote one up or something. You know, something like that. First said maybe we should get some tech support stuff up there. That would be fantastic. If you want to help us with that first, that'd be great. Swanee has been providing incredible support on this. Loki has been doing the Lord's work in here. I think I asked somebody a question like 2 minutes ago, and you might have responded. Any word on using languages more? It's funny you ask. Some guys that have a strong interest in a language are actually having a giant conversation I need to catch up on in our Slack. What is my role? I'm new to your robot. What is your role? I'm new to your stream, but I've tested MMO much. So my background is design and production. Before I almost said before I joined this team, before we started this game, I was the chief product officer at the last company I was at, and before that, they had hired me to be the executive producer of a game, and then I quickly I quickly infested everything and just took over. And so my role here is a mix of production, like producery stuff, and game design. I come from a content design background, but I like systems design as well. Not by any means an expert. And I have a lot of opinions about art, as the artist will tell you. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But yeah, ultimately, Incredible nailed it. I am just the mascot. I'm mostly I'm a people person. I'm very touchy feely, and we don't have HR, so that's actually apparently allowed. So, what would you say you do here? Anyways, I came here for a reason. I have promptly forgotten that reason because I'm just very rambly. Why am I here? Why? We came here to show you something. Oh no, we came here for updates, and I wanted to we came here for the updates. Because you wanted to see the character crate. So scroll down. We could get to updates from here as well. Updates. We don't have a merch store yet. We want to do great things with merch. If you watch the VOD, Smurda, if you watch like the first, I don't know, 15 minutes, we talked about merch. We're very into merch. One of the things that we've always just discussed is $15 a month subscription fee and in merch. Can you ask if a quest is in game or not? You can, and I will determine whether or not. I'll determine whether or not I want to answer. Anavar, thank you for the follow. You got me worried about this quest question. This is the update that you need to click. Wildcats29, thank you for the follow. There's so much. If you guys have not checked out our updates, I'm not BSing. Dude, I love how this picture turned out for some reason. Like, this is just, it's so pretty to me. Zukin redid this picture because there was a different version of this picture before. Murad's head, is that quest in game? I don't think so. I don't think so. I might be wrong on that. You're talking about the giant, right? Hey, what's up, Hecotat? Okay. So I put him in. I think Nick was gonna do some stuff with him, make him, into an encounter or whatever, because you're just kind of in. If he's dropping ahead, someone might have put a quest in. It wasn't me. So if there's a quest in, I don't know. In theory, I could look it up. I do have that power, and some wonderful tooling that Swanee has made makes it very fast. So why don't I just do that? Let me. My version of this webpage is a bit different than your version of the webpage. So let me not show you my version real quick. My version is more powerful. No, Swanee was like, yeah, let's just show him. Discord is flooded with theories. So am I ruining it if I look it up and confirm? Dude, Swanee even gives us like the shortcuts. But I also don't want you guys like banging your head against a wall for no reason. Hey, he's got a head. Recipes. Almost. Did I just spit? I might have just spit. No, there's not a recipe for his head. I was just like, related quests. This item is not currently referenced. So. All right, hopefully that was muted. Will there be any female NPCs in Night City? Night Harbor? Wolverine Tooth? There are female NPCs there. Are you looking for a particular type? Human? There's human females. You laugh. All right, so Night City. There's a reason why Night Harbor got the name Night Harbor. Hold on one second. I will. I'm not saying it's the only reason, but there was inspiration there, and I will actually show you the inspiration. During the early days of M&M, there was a lot, and I'm getting back into it because when I'm able to not be pooping and actually sit at my desk and like work, I like to like dig into stuff that I was listening to at different points in my life. It's like, oh, I remember listening to this when we were raiding or when I was working on this zone or whatever. This is a track called Night City by The Sword. There is a place where the losers win, a port of call for desperate men. It is known by many names. We come and go, but it remains. Nobody cares, nobody cries if you're scared or if you die. That's the way it goes. You should know. You're in a place they call the Night Side, in the shadows where the killers and the pirates hide. Stick around if you think you can survive in the city on the Night Side. So yeah, like those two verses with the chorus and the sword going at it is like, you sound like the ghost host when you read that. I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. Yeah, Freya, dude, the sword's fantastic. If any of you guys know anybody in the sword and they want access to closed testing, please have them contact me. Any thoughts on having SKs be available for gnomes? Heathen. My personal thoughts are gnomes should be able to play every class. And we probably should just have gnomes. But there's a lot of stuff that, you know, it would be nice to be able to have a lot of cool like quest unlock opportunities or new content come out and unlock the combos and stuff like that. We don't want it to end in a situation where like everybody can be everything, but I don't know, man. Like, again, you know, maybe once the game's been out for a long enough time or a server's lifespan hits a certain point, you know, then we can be more loosey-goosey and people won't be sad about it. First, link the official video. Awesome. It's such a good song. Yeah. Goblin Warp Riders, great album. So Devise 84, Ala 5A, Wildcats, thank you for the follows. DJ Reno said, quick question for the character art. Will there be further polishing of the PC models, more hair, faces, textures? Or are we looking at close to the final product now? You're looking at close to the final product now. We'll always be tweaking different things. We're an MMO, we're an indie MMO. I think what we have is a really good representation of what we want. But we'll always, we'll always be looking at stuff and potentially find room for improvement or whatever on stuff. And I mean that about the game in general, not just, like character art or whatever. Now, hair and stuff is actually a big topic in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, you probably should be. You would be seeing a really cool... Yeah, there you go. You can join there. You'd see a very cool image. And it's about that very topic. I'll show you in a second, actually. But again, coming back to this and eventually getting to the thing that I originally came to this page for, like 2 days ago, to show you something, and I'm just all over the place. Check out our updates. If you haven't checked out our updates, you're really missing out on a lot of like just cool shit that has existed and it's just sitting there waiting for you to check it out. Like when we finish stuff, when we finish NPCs, when we put stuff in, like there's stuff that I'm sure you haven't seen before. Yeah, and check out the other streams if you're interested in hair and character art, especially ZBrush streams. Zukin, I'm gonna raid him in just like a little bit here. Goblin. Right. So, but there's like really evergreen content where you're going to see models that were finished and then maybe you haven't seen them in game, right? Or different versions of them. Hey, what's up, Dark Inside? There's a lot of cool spoiler preview information in these updates. And I think sometimes you guys just miss it. We came here specifically for a reason though. We came here like cool zones that you may never see because you're not dedicated enough and you're not playing enough, and you chicken out because you had to recover your corpse in the dark, in the snow, uphill both ways. Yeah, and you can see sort of the history. I'm just kidding. That doesn't make you a chicken. I mean, a little weak. Let's acknowledge it. It's okay. Just we're here to help toughen you up. Yeah, dude, we're showing you some stuff that's like, you're gonna see eventually. Like, I need to talk to the guys working on Module 1 zones and see if we can tease them a little bit more. But we're showing you some stuff that's coming out in the next module. Wow, you're in a good mood today. I am. I have my energy back. It is no, my energy is no longer flowing out of me in the wrong way. Yeah, actually, I don't think I've eaten much today other than coffee and Turkish dessert. We came here to... look at a UI mock-up. Here we go. Chinny has showed off a tiny bit of Underdogs. Nice. Good. Turkish dessert. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Yeah. Are you still doing alpha invites, or is that over? They're still rolling out. I've got a bad habit just not doing them on stream. I should probably change that, I guess. But like, yeah, I'll get with Swanee and learn how to do it again. I'm such a Luddite. But yeah. Watch, Nick's been streaming a ton. He runs the lotteries there. Are there any plans to add info about what each attribute does to the character creation scene? I thought we had I thought we had talked about that. Well, I don't think I'm saying anything out of order when I say I think we're going to provide you more info on that front. Whether it's right here or in some other mechanism. Yeah, the team had a ton of input going into this. I will say that there was a lot of like dueling mock-ups. First M&M in chat was throwing out some serious mock-ups. Goblin was throwing out some serious mock-ups. The team was discussing it. Much like a house full of cats, I was putting my little stamp on stuff, right? You know what I mean? If you've had a cat, you know what I'm talking about. Little pink seal of approval. And so we went back and forth in a really cool thread. Our team does that. We're a fairly open team, and people from different disciplines interact in different discussions depending on whether or not it's something they're passionate about or feel like, hey, I've got a contribution. Like in this case, first was, like I said, doing mock-ups and stuff. So a lot of back and forth, and boom. Oh, that's a crazy way to do it, Swanee. Swanee said, I don't know, man. That's kind of brutal. That's a brutal way to do it. Swanee, do I have to do anything? Do I have to do anything weird to like do the giveaway thing? Or does it just work and I just don't use it? Devised84, thank you for the follow. Dude, every once in I just realized I got 3 monitors. I can look over and watch my posture is always such straight garbage. I'm always like hunched over. I'm always leaning towards the mic. A shrimp posture. Yeah, like that is not my shape, people. If you were to meet me in real life, I do not look like a giant shrimp. I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do the standing desk. I'm gonna stand it up, and I'm just gonna be like. I'm just gonna bow up at you the whole time. Not sure about that chat feature. Chat feature for that. It's something different. What is the giveaway thing? That we've done it in here before. Burial says, Sean, I vaguely know of your history and recall you mentioning that you started in customer service and on EQ before becoming a designer. Are there plans to look into pathways like that with the M&M team after launch? Yeah, I mean, our customer service folks, so we've got 2 GMs now. It's one of those things where if over time they were interested in moving into development, it's part of the discussion when we talk to prospective GMs, like the if the desire is there to move into a different discipline or whatever, then we'll absolutely keep that in mind and try to facilitate that, right? So it's something that absolutely always support, and that's one of the reasons why we want to do like in-house CS, beyond just the fact it's better quality. It's just the way to do it. So yeah. How tall am I? I am 6'2". I slouch a bit because of I don't want to do my usual bad posture. The microphone is here, and I think, I don't know, maybe I need to put the mic up more. Maybe it's just a mic problem. I got the jankiest, like ricketiest mic stand. Smurda says, I do offensive security. Y'all hiring anyone for binary reverse engineering to check for vulnerabilities? We've got a couple people on staff doing other stuff who happen to be, oh, your favorite height. Hey now. Hey now. My wife's sitting right over here. You just got the eye. You got it. Yeah, Vorar said I have the same mic stand. It is kind of rickety, isn't it? It's a bunch of rubber bands and springs and shit. But it's worked for 5 years, so it works. Anyway, Smurda, we've got a couple of folks on team that's kind of at least one person. It's their day job. But we also have some people who have let us know about some vulnerabilities and have spent some time. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, did you guys know this? And then we, anyways, we have ongoing discussion. So it never hurts to know Ollie in Discord, I guess is what I probably should have just said. Like, ping Ollie. And the Vare one, thank you for the follow. Do you play a gnome to compensate for your giant human form? I read that as giant human head. I was like, kinda. I like being silly as a gnome. It's like silly and grouchy and all that stuff rolled up into one, and I get to be tiny, get to hop around a bunch. I am not silly nor tiny in real life. Huh? I would like to hop more in real life. We'll get the giveaway thing set up in here in the future. That way I don't make you guys feel left out. To me, it's just not really been a priority. It's like, also, I don't want you guys coming in here just for the giveaway. If you're just in here for the giveaway, you need to, you know. My name is coming up as invalid when I try to make my character reach out to Nick, but he's been pretty unresponsive. Just shoot me a DM, then we'll look into it. We're definitely still tweaking our filters and lists and stuff on that front. So we got some stuff where it's like, if your name was like Shekel, like heck is in the name or something. So Ryan Sheckler, like, sorry. So it'll get denied as well. So no, you know. But hey, you know what? It's better, I guess, overly safe than sorry. And then we'll just kind of like soften it a bit. Ironside Gaming, thank you for the follow. There goes your canal name. Yeah, probably. Mark Deaton, thank you for the follow as well. Heck gets denied, but we have the Goontang clan. Listen, we're not using it for guilds. Guilds, I don't think, are using that system. But if you get too silly with your guild name, we'll change it and then leave a nice warning on your account. And then also eventually probably flag you as people to watch because you seem like you're probably a little too randy. And then, dude, also, guys, stop with the bussy names. Stop with the bussy names. Just, I'm so sick of changing bussies. And I also just realized the statement that I made as well. So. So stop. Kotetsu Kakoro, thank you for the follow. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys the Oh, actually, yeah, and I wanted to make it my... kind of wanted to make it my desktop. See what that looked like. What's about to happen here in your computer? Kotetsu said, love Eminem and what you guys are doing with the game. Can't wait for EA. We appreciate that. Greg Luganis, thank you for the follow. And for all your contributions to sport. Jamaran, I mispronounced that, but I'm not going to try again this very moment. Thank you for the follow as well. Did I ever tell you the name of the zone that I'm in? I guess I could tell you the name of the zone. Jamaran? It's not Jamaran? Jamaran? What is my go-to lunch? Interesting question. Lately, sandwiches, sometimes oatmeal. Oh, when the weather is good, I like to just feel fancy and I'll eat a lunch that is like a mix of stuff, just a collection of stuff from the grocery store. So it'll be pickles, cheeses, smoked trout, maybe some olives, some grapes. Yeah, I make a little. I just realized I haven't said that word out loud in so long. I'm like, I don't even think I can speak English. Char. Oh my god, I'm forgetting English. Charcuterie? Is it charcuterie? Some cucumbers. Some Austin, Texas tapas. Charcuterie. Oh man. The old charcuterie. Is that right? My wife calls that girl dinner. Hey, I feel that is not inclusive of me. I thought you were talking about bussy. I just looked up certainly. But I worked as a bussy, like a busboy. I was just trying to explain what that was to my wife. Hey, Katie. Charcuterie. It is charcuterie? Is it? I think the fact that cooter is... Dude, I've read 2 different posts today. I've read 2 different posts. I think it was like Reddit. And charcuterie board. Katie said, it's charcuterie board. Y'all are uncultured. Dude, I can't wait to get back to the South. I read 2 different posts today talking about how professional and mature we are. Oh my gosh. And I was just like, what in the world are you talking about? I appreciate when people are like, yeah, they're on point. They've got like a roadmap and they're like trying to stick to, they've got a vision. They're firing all cylinders. They're moving ahead. These guys have been very interactive and communicative and transparent with the community. It's cool that they haven't taken money. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah. And then it's like, also they're very mature and professional. And I'm like, oh, now you lost me. Wait. Are you being for real? You're talking about us, right? But they were probably like watching Nick's stream or something. They missed this one. Anyways. Yeah, they were probably talking about a different team. It's true. Squats. It's one of those ones where it's like, it's one of those ones where you're like, oh yes, yes, tell me more, tell me more about us. Oh wait, all right, she's talking about her other dude. Okay. So, anyways, about 20 minutes ago and 5 inappropriate topics ago, we got on the topic of hair, and additional hair and hair hair options and stuff that we're going to be doing, and we've posted an assemblage of what we're working towards, if I'm not incorrect on this. Meanwhile, Silky Johnson. Well, but in all fairness, Silky Johnson is a great name for a tech stack. Zukin is sculpting female hair right now. And speaking of which, guys, let's wrap up here so I can actually go eat human food. What I'm gonna do is not wrap up here. Let's raid Zukin. Let's bring the topics with us. Topics for Zukin to cover. Why we changed the name Bussy when we see it in people's names in game. Charcuterie boards. What else did we have? Is it a duo stream? Perfect. That's not exactly what we said, Cad, but thank you. Polite and professional team. Okay, so let's get ready to raid. If it was a normal stream, I would say goodbye to each and every one of you. Individually. Why did you remove the come from air pits? I think your question answers itself, XP. So, and I do blame dirty old socks. For highlighting the problem. I'm glad you're no longer stuck on a porcelain throw. Have a great weekend. Hey, thank you, everybody. I got my energy level back. It was the New Year. It was basically our cleanse. It was a forced cleanse in January, and I've got the energy levels up. The fresh air from shoveling snow is helped as well. I want everybody to have a fantastic weekend. I will see you next week on like a more regular schedule. At which point we can say hi and bye in all the normal ways and all that stuff. Thank you everybody for being here. Let's raid Zukin. And I guess Zach, let's raid them now. Stick around. Be sure to ask him about hairs. Let's go. All right. So raid channel. There he is right there. Finally at the top. Twitch finally did this right. Perfect. All right, so Zukin's there. That's the guy. That's my guy. That's my boy. Let's raid him. Why does it ask me if I want to knock? We're not knocking. We're kicking in the wall. Let's go. God, my posture. Before we even get in, Shrimpy Poobles goes in and go, we talking coochie boards in here or what? Perfect. You guys know the mission. Let's go. All right, raiding now. See you guys.